Jim, it may have been a defeat on Saturday, but it was close. Do you take encouragement from the fact that it was a close game, and there's positives in that sense?
Yeah, I think you've got to have a basis and you've got to have that foundation. I thought the lads defended really well. Good headers that their goal was, and but there's little things leading up to that we maybe could have done better. But I thought the overall performance, we defended really well. I think that's what you've got to get first and foremost when results start to turn.
Obviously, not in the best situation at the moment at Notts, but if you come into a dressing room, do you see negativity, or is there a positive feel?
No, there's no negativity, but it's you can tell confidence is a bit down, and it's a similar sort of feeling when I went in at Bradford. Lads a bit down, and the lads who are maybe a bit further up the park seem a bit more reluctant to try things, and I think you've just got to try and get that freedom back into their game.
Being someone who's new to this club and obviously an experienced player, do you think you're someone that can kind of have an influence on the dressing room to lift morale?
I hope so. Anywhere I've been, I seem to get on with everyone. So it's not a conscious thing about lifting people and stuff. It's hopefully just be myself, and that helps when I'm about the place. I'm naturally quite loud anyway, and so hopefully that'll come through and have an impact in the dressing room. But certainly it's not something I've ever really consciously thought about.
Have you seen enough signs in your time here already that they can turn this around, and you and the squad can get out of the relegation zone? Of
course. You've got to believe in yourself, and you've got to believe in the challenge, and believe in the things that you're doing are the right things. And of course, my first interview, I said that I've seen enough on the training pitch. There's enough talent to get out of where we are, and it's obviously a lot better situation that it's only 2 go down. So it's definitely within our reach, and don't write us off.
What were the things that first attracted you to come here when you signed?
It was more, well, I knew, I was speaking to Norm in the summer, when I was a free agent, and for whatever reason it never materialised, and obviously I knew about the club, big club, great history, and it was one that was on my list that I was trying to get in at. But it was more the manager. I think that when he was on the phone to my agent constantly, he was back and forth every couple of days, asking about my situation, telling them that I was a big part of what he wanted to do moving forward and to help, and yeah, the desire he showed, and the club they tried to get me here. And I think the initial offer they made was till the end of the season, and I says, you know, it would need to be longer term, and they came back straight away and says, no problem, we'll give you longer term. And I thought that made me sit up and think, well, really I'm wanted, and in football that's always been a big part of who I am. It's being wanted at a club is a big thing for me, and the manager and the club have showed that to bring me here. So it was pretty much an easy decision.
From that answer, do you see this then as a city where you can make your base for a few years?
I hope so. I mean, when I was at Bradford, I was it was like, we'll give you a deal at the end of the season. I was like, I want something a bit longer. You're 31 now, and you know, you've got other people maybe looking at you as if you're retiring, and nowhere near it. So yeah, hopefully this is a club where we can put this season to bed, and then look on up the table next season, crack on next season. But you know, we need to hit that milestone first, and we need to hit the objective this season and stay up. That's the most important thing.
It's a massive game on Saturday, like it was the previous Saturday. I think the players realise the significance of it, given the positions in the table.
Yeah, I think I've been in a few relegation scraps, and I think one thing I've took from all the scraps is it just comes back to basics. Basically, fighting for every ball. And I know people will say, well, you should be fighting for every ball anyway, but it's as basic as that. Going to fight for every ball and see where that takes us. And if if everyone does that, then you've got a chance in the game, because they are scraps and than the bottom end. So it's obviously a massive game at the weekend.
Thank you.
When you saw the players first hand on the training ground, does it make you surprised at the position that they find themselves in?
Yeah, but I've seen it before. I've seen it before with good players, and my first season at Shrewsbury, my first season at Coventry as well, there was good players in that squad, and for whatever reason, sometimes just doesn't gel, it doesn't click, or it takes a little bit longer. The lads were saying the same at Bradford. And funny enough, we had a Christmas night out, and after that we were unbelievable. You get to know people a bit better, and I'm not saying let's get on the drink, but do you know what I mean? Like the team bonding and the togetherness. But there's a good group here, and it's definitely, like I said before, there's definitely enough talent, definitely.
What are the key attributes that you need? I mean, you say you've been in a few relegation scrapes yourself. What is the key attribute that you need to get yourself out of trouble?
I think doing the basics well, doing the basics really well, and having the mindset of, like I said before, just going to be first to every ball, and winning every tackle, and if you do those simple things well and don't try anything too stupid, then I think it can take you a long way if everybody's going and has got the same ideas, and that there's no one comes off the plan. I think you've got to stick to the plan as well, and as soon as you start people coming off the plan a wee bit, then you get a bit disjointed.
I suppose with the situation that the club is in and everything with social media and everybody, it's easily accessible now. As an experienced member of the dressing room, do you try and shut that noise out?
Well, it's easy for me because I'm not really on a lot anyway. I think I'm on Facebook for my friends back home, that's that. And all I do on Instagram is post pictures of my wee boy, so that's it really. So from my point of view, social media is not really a big factor, and I think it can be very negative, and when people get especially young players, and they start listening to things and people tweeting them and stuff like that, it can be negative and get you down, and it can make things even worse. So I think that was the best thing I ever did, was coming off Twitter for myself, and I think if you've got that and you believe what you're doing's right, and you trust in yourself, then there's no point in listening to any outside noise.
What did you think will happen in the game on Saturday, Yeovil, in terms of what qualities they will bring? They had a very good win last weekend against Mansfield.
Yeah, but we'll watch some stuff on them tomorrow, and we'll pick up on their strengths and weaknesses. We've done some stuff on the training ground today, and it's going to be a tough place to go. They're in a similar situation to us, so it's just going to be a grind. It's going to be one of those games where you just got to run harder and run faster than them, and want it more.
And how would you assess your debut? You enjoy playing in front of a crowd that big?
Yeah, I mean, I came from Bradford. We're starting to turn crowds like that out as well, so that wasn't a factor. It's always nice to get off to a decent start on a personal level. Thought I did okay in the game, but you trade playing well for 3 points, any day of the week. So it was disappointing because we never created a lot. We got into decent areas, and we never really done much when we got into those areas, so that was disappointing. But like I said before, I thought we defended well throughout the game. One header inside the box, and I think they did a couple of crosses, but Ryan never really did a lot to do. So from that point of view, it's disappointing because it's one header in the game. But yeah, you need that basis of defending well first, and then you can build on things after that.
Since you come here, what does Neil Hardley want to see from you moving forward? Because we spoke to him last Thursday. He said your first day of training, you span away from 2 challenges on the edge of the box and put it in the top corner. He says that's not why I signed him.
Yeah, well, I said to him, like, that's obviously good to make a good first impression, but no, I've not seen a lot of that, I tell you. I think that was adrenaline got me through that first training session. So no, I think the message is clear. I think from the manager's point of view, it's he just trusts me to do my job, I think, and I like playing with that sort of freedom. Like, if you've got a manager that trusts you, that you know what you're doing, and you know where to be and put yourself in good positions, then great. That's always been a positive for me.
Top man, thank you, mate.
Mark, you got anything? Yeah, a couple of bits. Obviously, you were named man of the match on debut as well here.
Was I?
Yeah, you were on the panel.
Right. Didn't hear that.
Was that a bit of a boost for you as well, because you felt like you played well, it was recognised?
Well, I didn't know. I didn't hear it. I was obviously caught up in the game, so I didn't hear it. So champagne. I didn't know. But you know yourself when you've played well. So I thought I did okay in the game. A couple of tackles. Could have done a couple of bits better. But you just try and come in and you try and add to the group. You don't try and come in and try and take over a group, and it's difficult when you're still getting to know lads and you're still trying to get to know. Still now, I'm still trying to get to know lads' situations in terms of are they maybe going to be leaving, are they maybe staying, or are they coming back for injury, and what positions lads play and what they like to play, and it's difficult in that respect because you're still trying to get to know lads. So.
Will an away trip help with that, Jim?
Definitely. I think the overnight stay will definitely help. There's 3 new bodies in the building, and 3 of us will. Well, Ben will have done his song, won't he? So at Colchester, so with me and Ryan.
Does that mean you've got a thing?
That's still. I found that out in the car this morning. That still applies. So.
Can you reveal what song you've chosen? Or
nah.
Exclusive?
It's just for the lads. It's in house. See, I don't like when lads do the old get your camera phone out and all that, and you're sending it all your mates. If it's
for an intimate gig.
If it's in, it's in. It's in house. You know, it's meant to stay in house. It's for the lads and the lads only. So.
You do like your music though, don't you, Jim?
I do. Aye.
What your favourite bands?
You're just feeding me, aren't you? It's for the website. Feeding me this. Team me up. We'll get to that. Well, this isn't a fluff piece. This is a proper piece.
And also, obviously, you mentioned your time at Bradford. They're in a sort of similar situation. What have you sort of learned from that you can sort of help in the dressing room here and the way the boys started to improve there?
Well, little things like on the pitch, how I can help, because we started to push higher up in our defence, which allowed me to kick on one, which allowed other people to kick on. Just little things like that tactically to sort of help in games. I think, like I said before, the team bonding helps, getting to know people. It's good that I'm in a car school in the morning as well. That's helped me come at my shell a little bit and get to know lads on the way in and on the way home as well. So I think you just need that togetherness, and you need to all be pulling in the same direction and be up for the fight, really, because it is a fight. That's exactly what it is, it's a fight.